Some of those buildings have been a safety concern for years, for different reasons, specifically earthquakes. Brian Hackney is here now with an original report. Brian.
Juliet and Ken, there are buildings in San Francisco that experts agree need to be investigated. It's a fact that we have known since a dramatic wake-up call the morning of February 9th, 1971.
Good evening. A powerful earthquake, the most destructive to hit California in 38 years, today struck the city of Los Angeles.
A three-story building simply collapsed, all of it falling into the first floor.
February 1971, 6 a.m. A magnitude 6.5 San Fernando quake was one big surprise that day. The other?
Brand new buildings, like the Silmar Hospital, collapsed.
This is part of Olive View Sanitarium, a Los Angeles County medical facility.
It was a new but brittle concrete building.
Mexico City, a few years later, same thing.
This 23-story building was designed to meet present Mexican earthquake standards, but it failed to survive.
Northridge, 1994.
Just sliced it down through the 5 freeway.
And same thing over and over and over again.
And San Francisco? San Francisco waits, packed with thousands of old concrete buildings at risk of collapse in a big quake.
Well, the old ones didn't have enough reinforcing steel, and we're looking here on the roof at quite a few of those buildings. They didn't have enough steel, so they're really not ductile.
Peter Yanov is a longtime structural engineer.
Well, after a big quake, we will likely, unless we fix them, have a number of large building collapses.
It really is a time bomb. Think of the Cypress structure during the '89 earthquake.
They have cars and trucks that are smashed completely.
That would have been non-ductile concrete. I think most people probably are totally blissfully unaware.
Skip Walker is an independent building inspector.
In San Francisco, you'll see city blocks where that's almost all there is these older non-ductile concrete buildings.
Windows broken, buildings collapsed and damaged.
It's a problem the city has been aware of since that day in 1971.
You know, it was a seminal moment for California. We changed all of our codes in response to that earthquake.
And this is Brian Strong of San Francisco City Hall.
Right now, we do have vulnerable concrete, or what we would call low ductility concrete buildings in San Francisco.
But here's what we don't have: a program to actually inspect them, and if they need it, to make them safer. In fact, 50 years on, we don't even know exactly how many of those buildings there are. Does anybody have an idea of how big the problem is in the Bay Area?
It's pretty big.
We know there are around 2,700 or so concrete buildings that were built before 1990.
The city has identified about 3,200 buildings that fit their criteria.
50 years on, the city has finally identified and mapped 3,700 concrete buildings with help from the Structural Engineers Association of Northern California.
Part of what we're looking at when we're looking at this inventory is the building occupancy. You know, if it is a multi-family, high-density unit, those are structures we want to pay particularly close attention to.
A lot of these purple ones, just to let you know, those are going to be primarily what they call concrete tilt-up buildings.
Many are concentrated in areas of high-rise apartments and downtown commercial centers.
All the building owners will receive a letter that says you are part of this program, and you'll have a certain time frame to bring an engineer in to complete this checklist.
The city gave us a map crowded with dots, but no addresses. But despite repeated, and I mean repeated, requests from KPIX, the city has refused to make the list of the buildings public. And guess why?
The money that we're talking about is huge.
It wouldn't make sense for us to ask every property owner that has a concrete building to conduct an expensive evaluation of their building.
This hasn't stopped Los Angeles from implementing its own mandatory inspection and retrofit ordinances. They've identified their buildings at risk, inspected them, and when necessary, ordered retrofits. San Francisco has only finally taken the first step. They've identified suspect buildings, but they still can't decide what to do with information that perhaps hundreds of thousands of people might be living or working in collapse hazards.
You know, I don't think we've made that decision yet.
We know that the buildings are unsafe, at least many of them. They need to be looked at, analyzed to determine the cost benefit, and then some decisions, some hard decisions will have to be made.
We can kick the can down the road, obviously, for a long time, but there will be a day of reckoning on this. There will.
When Los Angeles passed its sweeping retrofit ordinance 6 years ago, LA's city mayor said, "We finally took our head out of the sand." We shall see how it goes here in San Francisco. Jules.
Well, this certainly brought it to our attention. You want to see the list. We're hearing about all of these buildings. So what
Won't give it to us.
Right.
Ask them and ask them and ask them.
I know. So what is a homeowner to do? What are the recall?
Well, if you live in one of these multi-story older, it doesn't mean they're all at risk. It just means they probably need looking at. And if you're in one of these multi-story older concrete buildings pre-1980, and you own a condo in one of them, go to the HOA and say, maybe we need to bring in an expert and have it looked at. Alternately, and also they should call City Hall and say, what are you guys doing about this? And we will be on it. We're going to follow up with City Hall as well and say, you've got the list. It should be public knowledge. We asked for it under the Sunshine Act. Still haven't gotten it.
Over 3,000 of these structures in San Francisco right now.
Yes, ones that probably need to be looked at. And that's where it stands.
Scary situation.
Brian, thank you.